Do what?
All righty, we are over here at Sullivan North High School, where tonight the Gate City Blue Devils will be taking on the Sullivan North High School Golden Raiders. Ivan Sanders is with me tonight as Gate City comes out onto the floor to the roar of the crowd. Ivan, what do we got to expect here tonight?
Just a good old-fashioned basketball game. Both teams want to win here tonight. North certainly wants to please their home crowd. Gate City with a big following here tonight in the tournament, just looking to stay undefeated on the year.
And Gate City has had some interesting things going on before the game, hollering back and forth at each other. The two schools, a little rivalry between them, and no doubt. We're going to be introducing the Blue Devils now. We'll turn it over to the PA announcer here.
Arthur Ferguson. At the other guard, a 5'8" senior, number 32, Jason Kinsley. At forward, a 5'8" senior, number 24, Kevin Morris. At the other forward, a 6'2" junior, number 50, Rusty Pendleton. And at center, a 6'8" senior, number 54, Chris Shelton.
And there are the lineups for the Gate City Blue Devils. We'll be seeing the Sullivan North Raiders.
At point guard, a 5'8" junior, number 12, Tony Owen. At a wing, a 6' junior, number 14, Sean Phelan. At the other wing, a 5'9" junior, number 21, David Hutchins. At a post, a 6'4" junior, number 40, David Lawson. And at the other post, a 6'3" senior, number 32, Ryan Smith. Head coach sponsor, John McCrary.
All righty, Sullivan North defeated Garden last night. Gate City Blue Devils took down Tennessee High in a much rattled about game, Ivan.
It was a very controversial game. The officiating, both sides, very unhappy with the officiating last night. We've got two officials here tonight that has called in the state tournament, so it should be a little bit cleaner basketball game.
Tennessee State tournament, we might add. Ought to make this thing interesting, and we're about ready to get underway. Shelton in the middle will be jumping against number 32 of the Raiders, Brian Smith. Shelton figuring well in yesterday's contest. Fouled out late in the fourth quarter and just put on a real show for the folks while he was in. The tip will be controlled by Gate City. They'll take it down the floor in the hands of Hensley. Hensley working to Morris. Morris will look around, set the offense, passing cross-court to Ferguson. Ferguson works it around the perimeter, down in the corner. Shot by Hensley will fall short and go out of bounds, and it will be Sullivan North's basketball.
Number 40, Lawson, will trigger it in now for the Golden Raiders into number 12, Bowen. Bowen will be running the offense for the Golden Raiders here tonight. Working against Ferguson, passes off to number 21. That's Hutchins. Hutchins back out on top to number 40, Lawson. Over to Smith, to Bowen. Bowen's going to put up the jumper. No good, rebounded by Moose Morris.
Kevin Morris roaring down the floor now, trying to get the Gate City run-and-gun offense going, but North Raiders down there quickly. Over to Hensley and across court to Ferguson. Ferguson will hold it up, pass to Morris. Morris drives the lane, pulls up, shoots. It will be off of there. Comes down in the hands of a Raider, and he'll bounce it back in. Arthur Ferguson will had it for a moment, and it'll be a scrap in the middle. Jump ball. That will be North's possession on the alternating possession. Gate City got the first one.
Good scrapping down there in the lane for the ball. Both teams on the floor for it. Number 12, Bowen, bringing it up now for the Raiders. 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. Bowen passes over to Hutchins. Hutchins from the three-point line. No good. Rusty Pendleton with an awesome rebound.
Coming down the floor is Hensley. Hensley pass in there to Kevin Morris from three-point land. It will be short, and rebound by number 14 of the Raiders.
Phelan pushing it up court now for North over number 32, Smith, and it's good.
Brian Smith draws first blood tonight. North in a press. Gate City trying to work the ball down the floor. Passing back, almost gets away. Long one looping down to Shelton. He'll control, pass it cross court. They say 10-second violation. Gate City will have to turn the ball over again.
North apparently watched the game last night between Tennessee High and Gate City, seeing that the Blue Devils had a little bit of trouble with the pressure. Put some on in the early going here. Number 12 now, Bowen working the basketball for North, who has a 2-point lead, 2-0. Phelan back to Smith. Smith over to number 21, Hutchins. Hutchins directing the offense. Finds number 40, Lawson. Lawson looking inside, no one there. Passes back to Phelan. Phelan has it stripped by Hensley over to number 40. Lawson no good to the passes.
Long passes, wild by Pendleton. He'll lose it out of bounds.
Rusty Pendleton shooting a bullet that time down court. No one could catch up with it. It will be North's ball. Very low scoring affair so far here early in the first quarter. Lawson inbounds to Tony Bowen, who brings it across the timeline at the top of the key, working against Ferguson down in the left side to Hutchins. Inside to Lawson against Shelton, and Shelton will draw his first personal foul of the night.
Chris Wasgildy, he stepped into the man as he shot, and that will cause his first foul.
Number 40, Lawson will step to the line now, shooting 2. 5:51 remaining. Gate City still yet to break the scoring board ice here, as North with a 2-0 lead. Lawson at the line. Shot is up and no good by Lawson. He will have a second attempt coming up. Could increase the lead here to 3 for the Raiders. Lawson eyes the bucket. Shoots. This time it bounces off the glass and in.
So North will take a 3-0 lead. Arthur Ferguson working the ball up the floor for Gate City, passing across the press to Morris. Morris will pull up, pass to Ferguson. Ferguson from about 10 feet will not fall. Will come down in the hands of the North Golden Raiders. They're having a good job under the boards there.
Hutchins quickly for the Raiders now pulls up against Morris, passes to Bowen. Bowen over to Phelan, inside to Smith. Smith puts a fake on, shoots, partially blocked by Shelton, out of bounds to Sullivan North. So the Raiders will retain the possession. Gate City ice cold here in the early going. Can't seem to break the scoring ice. Number 14, Bowen thought about the 3, drives inside, puts a shot up over Shelton. No good. Pendleton with a rebound.
Comes out to Ferguson. Ferguson will pass to Morris. Morris will pull it up. Pass underneath to Hensley. Shot is up. It will fall, and Hensley will draw the foul. So he will go to the line quickly there to have an opportunity to make up the 1-point deficit that Gate City has at the moment. Interesting situation here. Gate City being very cold coming out. Sullivan North is not showing us anything particularly impressive, though.
Neither team really impressive here in the early going. That's Sullivan North.
Hensley's first shot in there, and that'll tie it at 3.
Number 12, Bowen now for North will bring it across the timeline, working against Ferguson. Passes down to number 21, Hutchins. Morris will be guarding him. Over to Crawford, who has just entered the ball game. Smith outside the 3-point line, passes down on the right wing to number 14. Phelan back out to Bowen. To number 44, Crawford. Crawford wide open, is going to put up the shot, and good.
Kind of rolled in there, and they'll bring down. Ferguson can't get control, and it'll go over to North.
Gate City looking very sloppy here in the early going. Hutchins inbounds to Bowen. Bowen will work onto the right wing to number 14, Phelan. Phelan almost had the ball stripped away by Hensley. Back out to Smith outside the 3-point line. Crawford passes down in the left corner to Hutchins. Hutchins going to pop the 3. Short. The rebound is loose, and it goes off the hands of Rusty Pendleton, I do believe.
It was indeed off the hand of Rusty, and North Raiders number 21 will be taking the ball out.
Hutchins brings it in to Bowen, over to number 32, Smith, back to Bowen. Bowen passes down for Hutchins on the left wing. Looking inside, no one there. Passes back to Crawford outside the 3-point line at the top of the key. Drives to the line and shoots, no good.
Ferguson roars it down the floor to Pendleton. Pendleton 2-on-1 break. He has got the layup up and in. Rusty Pendleton, 5-all now.
Number 21, Hutchins with the basketball now for the Raiders. On the left wing, looking inside for Bowen. Has him. Bowen back out on top to Smith. Smith puts a fake on, as Bowen has a wide open jumper from underneath the bucket.
Good job by North there, decoying Gate City out away from the baseline. Gate City have to work it across now. Hensley will pass cross court to Ferguson. They get it over on the far side of the floor. Ferguson needs some help past the Pendleton. Shot is up. It will fall. Gate City 7-7 with Sullivan North at 3:42 of the first.
Bowen passes quickly down to Phelan. Stolen away by Pendleton, recovered by Ferguson. Stolen again by number 14. That is Phelan. Phelan will hold it up, pass off to Hutchins. Back to Bowen, the point guard. We're knotted at 7 with 3:29 remaining first quarter. Number 21, Hutchins, outside the three-point line on the left wing, back on top to Crawford. Crawford to Smith. Smith's going to pull up against Pendleton, passes back to Crawford. Gets Shelton in the air, drives, shoots, no good. Pendleton with another rebound, and he will draw a foul from number 44, Crawford of Sullivan North.
Interesting game here tonight. Not many fouls being called as compared with last night's contest. Very, very heavily fouled oriented. Tonight, not much at all.
Some good officiating going on down there on the floor.
It'll come across there to Moose Morris. Morris with a man right on top of him. Going to take a little drive. Gets away from him. Picked up by Sullivan North's Golden Raiders. They'll roar it down the floor. Have to slow it up.
Bowen will slow it up, working against Morris. Morris passes, or excuse me, that was Bowen passing down to Hutchins. Hutchins back to Crawford. Neither team very impressive here in the early going. Smith for three, no good. The ball is loose. Run down by Hensley, and we're going to have a foul called on the man laying on the floor down there, number 14, Sean Phelan.
Phelan was going after the basketball, and he managed to slap the hand of Kevin Morris. And that'll be where the foul came from. Ball comes into Hensley. He'll take it up the floor. Long looping pass to Shelton. Shelton will pass it over to Ferguson. Ferguson from three-point dreamland. No way. Comes down to Pendleton. Pendleton with the rebound up and will not fall. Going to go over to the North Raiders on the rebound.
Hutchins hands off to Bowen. Bowen now will bring up the ball for the Raiders. Knotted at 7. 2:25 remaining first quarter. Bowen takes a shot, blocked by Ferguson, and Ferguson will pick up personal number 1.
He leaned in on him, Ivan, and that got him guilty there with 2:25 left this first period. 7 points. I believe that's about the least I've seen Gate City score at this point in a contest.
It sure is. Their shooting has been off, to say the least, here tonight. Bowen will step to the line now with a chance to break the tie. The shot is up and no good off the back of the rim. He will have a second opportunity coming up. Neither team is very impressive here. Bowen eyes the mark, shoots. This time he draws Cotton.
Well, that'll make it 8-7. Gate City will have to get up the floor against this North press. Ferguson having some trouble down there. Needs some help. Pass down to Morris. Morris will get it across. Down to Pendleton. He's down underneath on the baseline. Shot is up, will not fall. Going to come down, and there's going to be a bunch of people flopping and flipping down there every which way. Who's got to have the basketball? I believe Gate City will. Indeed, it'll be Kevin Morris who will inbound. Pass to Hensley, on top to Ferguson. Ferguson out to Morris from three-point land. It is short. Rebound number 32, Smith of the Raiders.
Smith to Bowen, quickly up to Hutchins. Hutchins met there by Hensley, passes inside for Crawford. Crawford nowhere to go, back out to Smith. Smith pops from the foul line and will not fall, rebounded by Chris Shelton.
Shelton hands it off to that is Hensley. And we're going to have to slow it up here, he says. Pass to Shelton, and he'll take it back in command. Stolen away by number 32, Smith of the Raiders.
Bowen quickly up court to Phelan from three land, and it's good.
11-7 now. The Raiders take a 4-point lead. Gate City having a hard time getting things started. Inbound there to Hensley. Across to Ferguson. Ferguson down here to Morris. Morris from the free throw line is good. Puts Gate City back within 2 points.
Number 12, Bowen with the basketball now for North. Passes down to Hutchins. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Gate City putting on a press now. Bowen breaks it over to Phelan. Phelan from three once again. No good this time. The rebound comes down to Pendleton.
Pendleton will outlet to Hensley, down to Ferguson. Ferguson looper over to Morris. Morris's shot is up, but it will be fouled. And referee getting a little animated with one of them down there. Don't know exactly what was going on, but he was doing a little arm shaking and finger pointing.
Number 44, Crawford, picks up his second personal, team foul number 3 on the Raiders.
So Hensley, I believe it is. No, excuse me. Should be Morris. They're not going to have that a shooting foul. They're going to say it was before the shot, so they'll get the Raiders get a little bit of a break there. Morris will have to inbound over to Ferguson. Ferguson in the corner to Morris from 3 points. Good. Gate City takes the lead by 1. 12-11.
Number 12, Bowen passes to Hutchins, back to Bowen. Bowen working against Ferguson, almost had it taken away, passes over, and he traveled with the basketball.
So things are starting to turn on tide. Gate City takes the lead and get a break right after that. Ferguson will be inbounding to Hensley. Hensley brings it up. North backs up a little bit into a zone 2-1-2 zone. And they'll work it around the horn over to Morris from three-pointer. No, will come down to Arthur Ferguson, and it'll get loose. And Smith will come up with it for Sullivan North.
Smith dribbles it out there himself, passes over to Hutchins. Hutchins drives in, shoots under Shelton, and good. Nice move there by Hutchins.
Indeed it was, and this time down to Morris on the other end. His little pass will go up and in. And we're back seesawing, trading buckets. 13-14. Gate City in the lead at the buzzer. The shot, no. The follow-up is a little late. So, at the end of one, the score is 13-14. We will take
getting to fill each other out.
Pendleton will turn around, a little spin move, shot up, will not fall. Comes down to Shelton. He'll draw the foul. Number 20 was guilty there on the team for North. That is Greer. We'll put the big animal on the line, shooting 2 shots. 7:49 left to play in the first half.
Shelton had 23 points last night, Mike, in the win over Tennessee High. Very impressive game for him.
His first shot will not fall. Gate City is in the bonus, I might add, right now. That one was no good either, so lost opportunity there for the Devils, and it will be almost stolen away by Hensley.
As North will have the ball out of bounds, they have a whole new lineup in there as Jason Greer will inbound the ball now. He will bring it into number 34, who's checked into the game, Way. Way working against Hensley. Passes off to Johnson, who's also into the game this quarter. Johnson working against Morris, has a screen set up. Back over to Way. Way looking inside. Cannot find no ball. Passes out to number 20.
Tony Bellamy guilty of a foul there. Will be his first, I believe.
Foul's on number 40, Tony Bellamy.
Number 20 now, Jason Greer will inbound the ball for the Raiders. Brings it in to number 11, Johnson. Johnson hands off to Way. Way working the basketball, double team. Passes inside to number 42 against Shelton. And they're going to get Shelton on the body that time. That will be personal number 2 on the animal.
Well, if he can keep it to 1 1/4, he's doing well, you know.
He played very impressive last night. Had 3 fouls there and played most of the way in the second half with 3. And didn't foul out until almost 2 minutes left in the contest. Good job by him. Marshall will be at the line now, shooting 2 for the Raiders. The shot up by Marshall is off the front of the rim, no good. He'll have a second attempt coming up. Marshall eyes the bucket, shoots, and he will draw Cotton this time.
Pillen inbounds to Moose Morris. They'll get it up the floor. North is slacked off on the press. Hensley inside to Bellamy. Shot is no good. Will come down to North.
Johnson with the basketball for North now, pushed it quickly across the timeline. And lobs into Smith. Smith controls it, passes back out, stolen away by Hensley.
Hensley got a one-on-one and a little flip back. Bellamy up that end. Charge.
Good call there by the official.
Man was set up right under the bucket, and Bellamy came down on top of him. He usually, you know, we have a little problem with some of the officiating over here, but that one was right on the money.
Number 34 now, Way looking for someone to pass to, finds Johnson. Johnson across the timeline looking for a pass. Gate City with some good defense finally finds Way. Way worked double team at the timeline, and passes it out of bounds. Gate City basketball.
He tried to hit Tony Bellamy in the foot, and he missed.
Good job there by Bellamy. He was thinking about what was going to happen.
Hensley will work it up the floor for the Devils, passing to Bellamy. Bellamy looking, and back up on top and around to Kevin Morris. Morris will drive, pump it up. It will not fall. Tip back out. Morris will come up with a rebound into Pendleton. Pendleton, little pump shot up and no good. Rebounded by number 20 of North.
Gives off the Way across the timeline. Gate City back on defense. Way's going to take it up. Blocked by the animal. North basketball has Chris Shelton showing some ferocity.
Animalistic.
And there you go. I couldn't get it out. Number 20 Greer brings it in to Way. Back out to Johnson for 3. Good.
So that'll take it 17-14 on the virtue of that three-pointer. 6:04 left in this half. Gate City trailing by 3. Bellamy into the Animal. He'll pump it back out for Hensley. Hensley will pump and drive. Shot in, and Gate City now trails by 1, 17-16.
Johnson quickly up the court now for North. Going to take it all the way up and in.
Notice how well North is following their shots tonight. They're doing a good job down there. They have shown some moments of good-looking basketball. Gate City has not got started. Morris' shot will not fall. Going to come down and it'll be out on number 42 of North. He just couldn't get control of it.
Jeff Marshall with a good attempt there for the Raiders, but Gate City will get the ball back.
Hensley looking for Morris. Shot is up and good. Two-pointer, they say. So Gate City leads by 1.
Number 11, Johnson with the basketball now, working against Morris. Morris, and he breaks the double team there from Gate City. Stolen away there by Hensley as Johnson comes back up, pulls up for the jumper. Good. Gate City overreacting there just a little bit. They started down the floor and it left a break open for him. Number 32, Jason Hensley, will work it up for the Gate City Blue Devils. Morris will be fouled by number 34, Way, as he will pick up his first foul, but more importantly, Gate City will be in the bonus.
One of the things you notice about Kevin Morris is how well he moves his body. He can cause you to commit when you really don't need to with his quickness. Gate City's Morris will go to the line, or should go to the line, shooting at 1-1. With 4:51 left in the half.
Gate City, number 24, Kevin Morris.
Both teams now in the bonus. Morris on the night needing 21 points to reach the 1,000-point career mark. Shot is up and good. He now needs 11 points. That is our understanding now. That is an unofficial mark that his mother gave us before the ball game.
Moms know best, though.
Usually. Second shot will be good.
North now will bring the ball in to number 34, Way. Way working against Gate City. Double team, passes back to Johnson. Johnson, nice spin move there. He's going to take it up, shoot. No good. Followed up by number 42. The shot up by Marshall is good.
Shelton did the right thing. He did not commit and cause the foul. The shot was good. Passing to Morris. Morris, what a pass over to the corner to Hensley. Almost unreal. Into Shelton. Shelton working inside. Shot up and in by the Animal.
Number 11, Johnson now for North. Passes over to Way. Way is going to bring it up. Going to meet a double team there. Passes down for Smith. Smith outside the three-point line on the left wing. Passes back at the top of the key to Johnson over. On the right wing to Greer. Greer back to Johnson. Lobbed inside, stolen away by Pelton.
Long looper down there to Hensley. He's got the layup. It's in there. Gate City 24, North 23.
Number 34, Way for North now. Working the basketball. We'll call a timeout.
So while we have it, good place here to sit on this bench.
Marshall back to action. Will bring it into Way. Way working against Bellamy. Passes to Johnson. Johnson back over to Way. Across the timeline, and we'll have a reaching foul called on Jason Hensley. That would be personal foul number 1 on Hensley. And that should put Way at the line for a 1-and-1. Way, so far in the game, without a point. We'll be looking for point number 1. It would tie the game up at 24 if he converts here on the front end of the 1-and-1. North has played pretty good here against this Gate City team.
Gate City's playing below their potential tonight.
Shot is in and out, rebounded by the Animal.
Pass down to Morris. Morris down to Hensley. Hensley will pull it up and loop into Fenelon. Fenelon back out to Kevin Morris. Morris, what a move on that young man there. He can do things with this. There's the shot. Do things you wouldn't believe. Bellamy rebound, shot up and good. He'll get the foul.
The bucket will count, and Bellamy will be at the line. Fouls against Jeff Marshall, number 42, personal foul number 1. As Gate City is already in the bonus, but Bellamy will be looking to convert the three-point play.
give Gate City a chance for a 4-point lead here on Bellamy's shot. Rides on that. Got a 3-point lead now, looking for 4 with 3:24 to play in this half. Bellamy, this is just his first year, folks. Unfortunately, he's a senior.
Number 44 come down with the rebound that time. Crawford up to Phelan, looking inside for Smith. Double team, gets it back out to Bowen. Bowen fakes off Bellamy, passes to Johnson, back out to Bowen. Outside the 3-point line, bottom for Bowen.
So that makes it up quick. Gate City back in the tie situation, 26 into Bellamy. Bellamy turnaround jumper is good. Nice shot, Tony Bellamy.
Gate City up by 2 now, 28-26. Johnson had it stripped away from him. Passes over in the corner to Phelan from 3. It will be short, rebounded by Smith, and we have a whistle.
Pendleton will be had. Yep.
Personal foul number 1 on Rusty Pendleton.
Foul number 50, Rusty Pendleton.
The 1-on-1 situation for North. Pendleton was in there trying to battle under the boards and caught that one.
And Smith will be at the line now shooting a 1-and-1. The first shot is up and good for Smith with 3 points now on the night. Brian Smith, the mainstay for the Sullivan North team. Very talented young man. The shot is up and good again for Smith.
Pendleton looking to inbound the basketball. North back in the press, pass down to Morris. Morris will drive it on down. He's going for it. Shot is up, and it was a foul there by, I believe it was number 12. We'll pick it up as the official comes down. 4-1. 44, excuse me, I missed that one.
Personal foul number 3 on Travis Crawford, and quickly, number 40, David Lawson checks back into the contest now for Crawford.
Line for number 24.
Kevin Morris looking for some more points as he pursues the 1,000 mark. 28-28 tie. Morris probably more interested in getting this over and done with. Chuck Quillen once told me, who's one of the coaches for the Devils, that no matter what happens, if a kid needs the 1,000 points, he'll have a bad night. It always seems to happen. Morris leading the scoring right now, though, for Gate City. But Gate City overall is having a bad night. Shot is up. It is good.
Number 40, Crawford brings it in to number 12, Bowen now. To number 11, Johnson. Down quickly to Phelan, lobs for Lawson. Lawson against Pendleton, goes up for the shot, and it's good.
Arthur Ferguson going to have to pass in to Kevin Morris down here close. Morris will loop it out to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to find somebody to get it across half court. Down in the corner finds Pendleton. Back up to Kevin Morris from 3-point land. Back in, a good pass. He will have a walking call on Pendleton there. Slid his feet.
Good call there. Lawson will trigger it into Johnson, passes over to Bowen. Bowen brings it up against the semi-press by Gate City to Johnson. Back to Bowen. Bowen breaks the timeline. Double team there. Ball almost stolen away by Morris and stolen away by Pendleton.
Down to Ferguson quickly. Layup is good. Arthur Ferguson with just under 2 minutes to play. North has the ball.
Bowen with the basketball for North. Passes over to number 11, Johnson. Lobs down for Smith. Smith wide open. Tried to dunk it, no good. Gets his rebound, puts it up, no good. And Sheldon may get the personal foul number 3, and he will. Some good acting there by Smith to draw the foul from Sheldon. That will be number 3. Might see a substitute into the game now for Gate City.
Who was that Huck Forney was talking about, the slamma jamma? That's what happens sometimes when you hot dog, you miss a sure two. So we'll have to wind up on the free throw line with it.
Smith's shot is up and good. That brings the lead down to 1 now for Gate City. 32-31, 1:47 remaining first half. Brian Smith now with 5 points on the night, looking for number 6. The shot is up and in and out, rebounded by Shelton.
And it will come out to Ferguson. Ferguson down to Morris. Morris looking, driving the line. Going to get a foul here, number 12.
That's Bowen. Bowen will pick up personal number 1, if I'm not mistaken. And more importantly, Morris will be at the line.
How many's Kevin got right now? We need to get a quick total.
Let's keep everybody in suspense.
Well, we need to let them know.
Well, we'll keep him in suspense. He's getting closer. He's getting close. He's real close, put it that way.
How close?
Oh, Mike, I want to keep you in suspense, too.
I'd rather see the kid go ahead and get the points and get it over with, you know, make things easier on him. Shot is up and good. Kevin Morris is a fine young man. He's really a nice guy when you get down and sit down and talk with him. He's got his head on straight, and he will make somebody a fine college basketball player in the years to come. Shot up, and it will roll in.
Number 34 now, way across the timeline, lobs down for Lawson. Lawson, nice job controlling the ball, puts the shot up and in.
Pendleton inbound to Hensley. Hensley back up the floor quickly for the Devils. They look around, and he'll draw it up. Pass inside to Bellamy. Bellamy underneath. We'll get a walking call on him.
Good call there by the official. Bellamy did take steps. Should have put the ball on the floor, but before he made his move. Number 42, Jeff Marshall will bring the ball in now for Sullivan North. Chris Shelton checks back in for Gate City, replacing Bellamy. Marshall brings it into Way. Way passes over to number 21, Hutchins. Hutchins double team, long pass down here for number 20, Greer. Greer has Lawson on the right side, puts the shot up, and it will bounce in.
Pass comes into Ferguson. Ferguson will work it up the floor now. 1:10 left to play, first half. Gate City down by 1. Nice pass into Pendleton. He will have it drop and count it, and he'll go to the line.
Pendleton with point number 6. More importantly, he has a chance to increase the lead to 2.
I'm going to hurt Ivan Sanders in just a few minutes, folks. He has covered up Kevin Morris's score. So the next scream you hear may be Ivan. I like your fingers, Ivan.
They're pretty.
Anyway, that shot is good. Gate City with a 37-35 lead.
Number 34, Way, will bring the ball across the timeline. Gate City up by 2 with 55 seconds remaining first half. Greer with a basketball, passes the Way over to number 21, Hutchins. Hutchins looking for a pass, finds Way. As North is playing a two-man game right now with Way and Hutchins at the top of the key. Over to Greer. Back to Hutchins, over to Way. Way thought about the 3. Will dribble it back out to Hutchins. Time running down here in the first half. Greer will pop a three-pointer, short, rebounded by Ferguson.
Ferguson will pump it up the way there to Hensley. Hensley stops, passes to Ferguson. Looking, and back to Hensley. Hensley says, 1 shot, 20 seconds. Let's just hold up here a minute. Back and forth. Everybody going to holler boring at him now. They don't care. They're in the lead. They want to go in the locker room at halftime with that same lead. North will steal it away, and Gate City will steal it back. 6-5 for Morris from three-point land. No. Rebound Shelton. He won't have time for the shot. And Gate City will go into the locker room leading 37.
Lawson with 5, Smith with 5, Greer with 2, and Hutchins with 2 for Gate City. Morris had 15, 6 away from the 21-point mark, and even more importantly, 6 away from his 1,000th point in his career in the high school. Ferguson had 2, Shelton with 2, Pendleton had 7, Hensley with 7, and Bellamy had 4.
And how does the foul situation look on Shelton and such folks? Shelton
has 3, Bellamy with 2, Hensley and Pendleton and Ferguson with 1 each. For North, Crawford the only one in foul trouble this time with 3. Marshall has 2, Greer with 1, Way with 1, and Bowen with 1.
All righty, we're back to action down here on the floor. North is going to get the ball out first in the second half, so I guess it's your mouth.
Yes, so Lawson will trigger it in now for the Raiders of Sullivan North as play is about ready to resume here. Brings it in to number 14, Phelan for North. Phelan looking down, that was Bowen to Phelan. Bowen now working against Ferguson. Passes over to number 21, Hutchins, back to Bowen, over to Phelan. Phelan, as North is being very patient here with their offense. Bowen to Phelan. Phelan looked for the cutting. Bowen couldn't find him. Hutchins directing traffic. Over to Bowen. Hutchins passes to Phelan. Phelan working against Morris. Passes out to Lawson as North is just going to be patient here and try to slow the game down.
This is an intentional trick. That's one of the things that stifles Gate City. They hate to play slow basketball.
Hutchins passes back to Lawson. Lawson over to Bowen, down in the corner to Phelan, quickly back out to Bowen. Bowen from the three-point range, it's good. And we're going to have a foul call. And let's see if they're going to count the bucket here.
I don't know, Brian. Yeah, they count the bucket, but Brian Smith guilty underneath.
That's a good by.
And Smith actually did something I haven't seen a player do in a long time. Stuck the hand up and said, "I am guilty." And that is good, if they can realize it. Inbound coming to Hensley. Lob to Morris. Excuse me, make that Ferguson. Loops it up to Shelton. He'll get control. Passing over to Ferguson. Down there to Pendleton. His shot will be good. 39-38. Gate City in the lead.
Hutchins for North now. Brings it down, passes over to Bowen. Gate City up by 1. Phelan working against Morris. Puts a move on. It's going to pull it back out to Smith at the foul line. Smith dribbles out to Hutchins. Hutchins back over to Bowen from 3 range again. No good this time. Run down by Ferguson.
And Ferguson will work it up the floor. Passing in the corner for Hensley. Shot away. It will not fall. Going to come down to number 40 of North.
Number 40 is Marshall. Or Lawson, excuse me, passes back to Bowen. Bowen's going to call a timeout.
Gate City still in the lead. North with the basketball out on the side.
Lawson will do the triggering in now for North as Hutchins decides he'll bring it in for North. Passes out to Bowen. Bowen across the timeline. Now Ferguson will pick him up at the top of the key. Ferguson putting some tough defense on him. Passes to Phelan. Phelan to Smith at the top of the key. Over to the left side to Hutchins. Hutchins passes to Lawson on the left wing. Lawson looking in, nowhere to go to. Back out to Phelan. Phelan puts a move on Hensley. He's going to pull up for the jumper. Forced it in. No good. And Shelton on the rebound. And number 40, Lawson, will be charged with over the back. That will be personal foul number 1. And team foul number 2 in this half.
So Arthur Ferguson will inbound for Gate City. Again, North in the press. Into Morris, over to Ferguson. Ferguson will look and spin it around, looking for some help. Needs it and finds Shelton. Shelton to Morris. Press is broken. Morris driving the lane. Off to Pendleton. Shot up and good.
Lawson will trigger in now for North to Bowen. Casey with a 3-point lead, 41-38. Bowen working against Ferguson. Lost the control, picked it up, passes in to Smith. Smith puts a fake on, shoots. It's good for Brian Smith.
They'll hurry it down the floor. Ferguson caught in a little bit of a trap there in the corner. Over to Hensley. Hensley drives towards the lane. Passes underneath for Pendleton. Loop back won't go. And they will have the ball from Smith, and down the floor they'll come.
Number 21, Hutchins, pulls up for the jumper. It bounces around and falls in.
North takes the lead again, 42-41. Gate City looping the ball down the floor to Kevin Morris. Morris will pump it up. Shot is no good. He'll get his own rebound. Passing to the big animal. Hit is blocked. And Arthur Ferguson comes up with it underneath the Pendleton. Shot up and good.
And we've got a player hurt on the floor, Bowen, number 12, as he took a shot. Looks like he's holding his leg. We hope the young man's okay.
He's in considerable pain. We're going to hold on right here. I believe they're going to get him off the floor rather quickly. Get a replacement in. He's going to try to walk it a little bit there. Everything going to work all right that way. We're glad we kept it here.
Scott Wade checks in now, replacing Bowen as he goes to the bench. Young man looks like he'll be okay. Lawson will bring it in to number 34, Way. Way working the offense now for North. Gate City up by 1, 43-42. Way setting up the O for North. Ferguson picks him up, passes over to Phelan, back to Way. Way shoots, blocked by the animal. And we have a jump ball.
Gate City's basketball on the alternation. The animal can be doing some big things down there. He's developing as the season goes along. Have not seen the big game, the really big game, come out of him yet. He's had a good one last night, but tonight has been a little bit more sluggish. Passing over to Ferguson. Ferguson underneath the Pendleton. Shot is up, will not fall. Comes down, number 40. Arthur Ferguson will be charged over the back.
Personal foul number 2 on Arthur.
Tend to disagree with that call. Iffy.
Foul call number 12, Arthur Ferguson.
Officials on the floor. We'll let them make the calls. I kind of blinked on that one.
Yeah.
Lawson brings it into number 34, Way. Gate City up by 1, maintaining that lead, 43-42. Way brings it across the timeline, passes down to Hutchins. Hutchins met there by Hensley. Back to the top of the key to Phelan. Phelan directing the offense. Passes to Way. Gate City looking like they're playing in a zone. Way now working the basketball. Drives, pops, passes in to Lawson. Lawson's layup is good.
Gate City is leaving the baseline open down there, and they're going to get caught if they don't watch on that one. 44-43. Hensley in the corner, passing back on top to Ferguson. Ferguson over around to Morris. Back and forth we go. He'll step up from three-point line. No. Comes down, and North's number 34 will come up with it.
Way quickly up court for the Golden Raiders. Puts it up and in.
3-point lead now for the Raiders. 3:25 left, third period of action. Hensley says timeout. I don't like this deal.
Gate City, I believe they're in a nightmare right now because they are not playing up to Gate City potential. I'm sure Coach Mason feels that his team should be putting out more effort than what they are.
Ferguson over to Morris. Ferguson looking. Good pass, Kevin Morris. Three-pointer away. No. Will come down to number 40. North is controlling the boards.
Lawson gives off to Hutchins. North with a three-point lead, leading to extend that lead. Hutchins passes off to number 34, Way. Way's going to shoot it. No good this time, and the Animal with a tough rebound, and he will draw the foul from number 40, and that will be David Lawson picking up personal number 2.
I'll tell you what, the Animal meant business when he came down with that one. Into Jason Hensley. Hensley says, come up here, Kevin. I want you over there, and we're going to move it around over here. We're going to do that. Hello there. Down in the corner it goes to Ferguson. Looper into the Animal by himself. Good for 2.
Number 34, Way with the basketball now. Gate City back within 1. Hutchins working in the backcourt. Passes off to Way. Way having trouble controlling it. Double teamed at the line, and the ball is out of bounds to North. So the Golden Raiders will retain the basketball. This North team is no slouch. They give DB a hard time this year. They were beat by 10 in the Dome, but played a very tough game. Number 14, Phelan brings it into Smith. Smith hands off to Way. Way passes down to Phelan for 3. No good. Rebounded by Pendleton.
Pendleton outlet pass to Hensley. They're coming down the floor the way Gate City likes it. Down to Ferguson. In there to Hensley. Layup no good. Rebound by Norris. Number 32, Smith.
Number 34, Way will bring it up court quickly up to Phelan. Phelan passes to Lawson. Lawson took steps. No bucket.
I'll tell you what, this cross the state line rivalry right here between North and Gate City has turned into a real barn burner of a basketball game. 46-45, 2:02 left to play in the third period. Passing into Arthur Ferguson. Ferguson in the corner, in the corner to Ferguson from Morris. And the rebound comes off to North.
North doing an excellent job on the boards here tonight as Way with the basketball, working it for North. He will work against Morris, passes back out to Hutchins. 1:40 remaining third quarter. Lawson looking inside, nowhere to go. Hands off to Way. Gate City down by 1, 46-45. Hutchins to Lawson. Lawson on the left wing, passes back out to number 14, Phelan, working against Hensley. Hensley, nice job on defense. Passes to number 21, Hutchins. Hutchins drives, passes to Way.
And we're going to foul. Number 21 should be called, I would think.
24, Moose Morris is going to pick up the foul.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's what they're going to assign it to.
Morris kindly gives number 21 a push in the back that time.
I thought it might have been the other way,
Number 44, Crawford, checking into the game now for North, replacing Lawson. And Tony Bellamy in to the game, replacing Ferguson for Gate City.
It's unusual. No. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
They're going with a bigger lineup. They've got 2 guards out there, Hensley and Morris. Way inside to Smith. Smith jumps, shoots, no good, rebounded by Pendleton. Stripped away there as Crawford comes up with it, back to Phelan. Phelan working against Hensley, passes back to number 34, Way. 1 minute exactly remaining here in the third quarter. 46-45, North up by 1. Way passes to Hutchins. Inside to Smith, and Pendleton is charged with the foul.
Nobody in the bonus yet. It'll just mean the ball will be out of bounds. That is the team foul for Gate City. Should be number 3. Rusty Pendleton's second foul of the night. North is catching some good breaks right now, and it's just legitimate breaks. They're happening.
Scott Greer checking into the game now for North as number 21 Hutchins checks out. Greer will bring the ball inbounds to number 34 Way. Way puts a move on, passes in, and Smith didn't even see it coming. Gate City basketball.
That was an illustrious pass. It was a beautiful pass, but his teammate could not read it. Hensley coming across the half-court line for Gate City, passing over to Kevin Morris. Morris looking at it down there, back over to Hensley. The squad for Gate City is the Tree Crew. We're going to have a pushing foul underneath somewhere. Let's see what they say. 2-0 with a push. Jason Greer caught. Kevin Morris to inbound. Morris looks and finds the animal, and he's going to draw the foul.
That will be on number 44, Crawford. That will be number 4 on him.
Shelton has seen more playing time this game than he's seen so far this year, I think. And it is showing up a little bit, but Gate City overall is really having a down night. They're less than 50 points on the evening, which is very unusual for them. Shot is away and no good for Shelton.
If there's one weak point in Chris Shelton's game this year, it has been his shooting from the line. A very, very low percentage from the line. Coach Mason may have him working on that a lot this week in practice.
Second shot no good, rebounded to Smith of North. He traveled.
And Gate City will have the basketball back.
Smith just kind of looks at the official and starts to say something and just hands him the basketball. Smart move on Smith's part. Over to Hensley. Hensley down to the corner. Morris for 2. It will be good. No, they say it's 3.
He's within 3 of 1,000 points now. Number 14 passes to number 34, Way. Way back over to Phelan, lobs inside to Smith. Smith passes in, lost the ball, rebounded by number 32, Hensley.
Hensley driving down the floor, loses control momentarily, gets it back. Over in there to Shelton. Shelton loops it up. It's good. Good job, Chris Shelton. The score, 50-46. Long one at the buzzer. Almost went in for North. You farm boys should know about watermelons. And I guess Gate City sitting over there and saying, you city boys probably eat a lot of them.
Probably so. Start the fourth quarter. Lawson will bring the ball in to number 20, Greer. Greer hands it back to number 34, Way. Way working against Morris. Way passes off to Phelan inside to Smith. Smith shoots. Give it to him.
North back within 2. Final stanza now. Hensley crossing the half-court line. Cross-court to Morris for 3 points. It is good. Kevin Morris has 1,000 points, according to our statistics at this point in time.
There it is. The crowd across the court shows you that. Number 20, Greer, will take it up, shoot it up and in.
So now it's over with. Kevin Morris officially in the record books in Gate City's 1,000-point Hall of Fame, joining Lisa Carter this year. Shot over there to Shelton, good. Gate City turning it on now. The worries are over. They'll pass it over to North. North, number 34 almost loses it and does, and I hope that young man's shoulder's okay.
I do too. He took a rough tumble that way, did. As we have a whistle or a horn stopping play, I believe they want to give Morris a basketball. And we're going to have a little presentation here. I think they just discovered that.
Indeed they are. Kevin Morris with 1,000 points. The coach, Dave Mason, comes out with the ball marked up already. Knew he was going to get it. 21 points so far on the night. 1,000 points in his high school career. Joining his friend and companion on many times, Tommy Music, and of course Lisa Carter, the only female Devil of late. Moose 1,000 over on the far side, as you see there. And we'll resume play now. And the score 55-50 after that short presentation. Morris at the top, looking to Hensley, underneath to Shelton. Shelton's shot is no good. He will draw the foul.
Shelton becoming very aggressive in there in the late going. Number 44 just fouls out of the ball game now for North, Crawford. And Gate City now can increase the lead to as many as 7.
You know, it seemed to happen as soon as Kevin Morris dropped that 1,000-pointer, the Gate City team came back to life. Everybody was waiting for it to happen, I think.
I believe Coach Mason had a play designed especially for that 1,000-point.
It was a three-pointer. Shelton on the line, shooting 2. First one is good. Second shot away, it will roll in.
North now with the basketball. Way passes over to Bowen. Back to Way. Gate City going in a press now. Pass stolen away by Shelton.
Oh, they'll work it up the floor now in the hands of Hensley. Down in the corner, Tony Bellamy lines it up. Shot no good, comes down to North.
North now passes quickly up here to number 14, Phelan. Nice pass to Smith. Smith is on the floor, they say. No bucket as Pendleton will pick up foul number 3. That will not put Smith at the line, I do not believe.
Pendleton just lost control there, trying to come in on the shot and got into him a little bit. Should not be a shooting foul. They're talking about it. As they come down here to this line, that's where we're going to give you the ball.
North will have it underneath their own bucket. Number 14, Phelan will trigger it in now for the Golden Raiders. Brings it into Johnson. Back out to Bowen for 3. Short rebound comes down to Bellamy. Bellamy is fouled by number 12, Bowen, on the floor.
Bowen is having a rough time out there tonight. He's caught every kind of a beat and bang you can catch from both bleachers and everything else. So Bellamy will go to the line, shooting a 1-and-1. Both teams now in the bonus. 4th period of action, 6:17, with Gate City leading 57-50.
Gate City still has 1 foul to give before North will be in a bonus tonight.
Oh, okay. Their scoreboard is wrong. Morris with a rebound. Turnaround jumper is no good. Comes down. How many? Well, who got it? Who got it? They're looking. Looked at Pendleton. Saw an elbow sign there. We'll see what comes down. 5-0, Rusty Pendleton. 1-and-1 on the other end of the floor now.
As Pendleton picks up foul number 4. As both teams have now committed 5 team fouls. Smith at the line. Smith with a fairly decent night. He has 9 points. Could cut the lead here for North down to 6 and possibly 5. The shot is up and good for Smith. Second attempt coming up for the young man from Sullivan North. A very nice game over here tonight. We've enjoyed this whole tournament. Second shot is up and good.
Coming in there now, they'll bring it up the floor. 57-52. Down to Bellamy. Bellamy looks for Shelton underneath. Foul all around. It's number 14 of North this time with the foul.
That'll be team foul number 2 on team foul number 2, excuse me. Sean Phelan of North.
At the line for Gate City, number 54,
Chris the Animal Shelton. I was talking to him last night. I asked him, what does it feel like to be shooting free throws instead of sending other people up there to do it? And that one will roll out. He said it's not good. I'm missing 2.